Hi, my name is Steve Kennedy, and this is our home in Cincinnati, Ohio. About 3 years ago, my wife and I decided to replace our old asphalt driveway with a stamped concrete driveway, sidewalk, and porch. Stamped concrete is also referred to as patterned concrete or decorative concrete. From a distance, the concrete surfaces look beautiful, but closer examination shows there to be significant problems. On the surface of the driveway and sidewalk, you'll notice the antiquing and sealer have flaked off the surfaces. Of even greater concern is that the driveway was poured with what seems to be poor quality concrete and is each year increasingly developing more pop-outs. That's what these are. The reason for this is the concrete contains a lot of chert. You see that right here. The white center is this soft rock. Chert is the technical term for soft aggregate that retains moisture. With each freeze-thaw cycle, the pop-outs push to the surface and cause surface defects. All concrete contains some chert. American Standards of Testing Materials Specification C33 allows for this, but in my case, the amount of chert is more than typical of a good quality concrete mix. Like you, I did my research on the stamped concrete product to make sure that it was what we wanted and would not become a maintenance nightmare. I checked the Better Business Bureau, went to the Cincinnati Home-A-Rama, and talked to neighbors who had stamped concrete driveways as well to find the most reputable contractor in the area. I decided on a company called RKC Increte Systems, who had over 20 years experience. You can check out the RKC website at www.rkcincrete.com, where they state, quote, "Our experts work one-to-one with each customer to provide complete satisfaction," unquote. This assurance was instrumental in my decision to use RKC. Also, my neighbor used RKC and has had only about 10 to 12 pop-outs in the past 10 years. Before contracting, I specifically asked RKC about durability and maintenance and was told that I would only need to reseal the surface every 2 to 5 years as the glossy surface began to noticeably wear off. This information was consistent with their website and literature. I signed the contract for the driveway on August 29, 2005, but then decided later to add the sidewalk and porch. We were not sent a modified contract until the end of October, as they were very busy. In Cincinnati, late October can be very cool with nights occasionally below freezing. Nevertheless, I signed the revised contract October 29, 2005 for $24,880. Our sidewalk was poured and finished first, and it was beautiful. The driveway was poured next on November 4, and right away we had problems. The color of the driveway was significantly lighter than the sidewalk. Nevertheless, RKC eventually came out and antiqued the surface, and all seemed well. The porch was then completed, and it was very beautiful as well. Everything seemed fine, and all work was completed by mid-November 2005. RKC was so proud of their work that, with my permission, showed my home on their advertisements on television. Further, local TV handyman Gary Sullivan showed my home first when he highlighted stamped concrete on his TV program. My home is no longer in their advertisements. The first problem became apparent by the spring of 2006. The antiquing or tinting of the surface started to flake off, leaving bare concrete showing through. My problems were only just beginning. By the spring of 2007, major problems began to develop. Pop-outs appeared on the driveway. Not just a few, but a lot. By May of 2007, I had 127 surface defects like these, ranging in size from the size of an eraser on a pencil to the size of a baseball. This spring, that number has increased to 183 pop-outs. Interestingly, there have been no pop-outs on either the sidewalk or the porch, both of which were poured with good quality batches of concrete. I just received bad batches of concrete from Hilltop Concrete in Cincinnati when RKC poured the driveway. Unfortunately, RKC has refused to remedy these situations, and I have been required to hire a lawyer and commence litigation against them. To avoid having the problems I have experienced, I suggest you consider the following recommendations. 1. Make certain that the work will be finished well before the first freeze in your area. 2. Stipulate in the contract the latest date the work will begin and the latest date it will be completed. 3. After you have agreed to these dates, put in a penalty of about $100 per day for delays to assure adherence to the commitment. 4. Make certain the contract clearly states the process is to be completed, and if antiqued, be certain the sealer is applied separately after the concrete is fully cured. 5. Insist the contract warranty be 2 years to cover any potential problems that may take time to develop. 6. Withhold final payment until all the work is completed to your full satisfaction. 7. Specify in the contract what constitutes a surface defect, both in terms of surface area and depth, and the age of the concrete when the defect is defined. 8. Specify how many surface defects are acceptable per each 10 square yards. My suggestion would be 1 square inch of surface defects per 10 square yards maximum after 2 years. 9. Do not agree to arbitration to settle claims, but only by lawsuit in a local court with a judge and jury. And 10. Fully document in writing any communication you have with the contractor. We as homeowners now have this medium as a powerful tool to fight unreliable contractors and concrete suppliers and make the world aware of their behavior and unwillingness to stand behind the performance of their products. While RKC and Hilltop Concrete of Cincinnati will not be happy about this video, they cannot stop me from telling you the truth. It is my hope that this information will allow you to avoid the problems I have encountered. I also hope that posting this on YouTube and elsewhere on the internet, on radio and television, as well as with trade associations, will result in your using these recommendations to protect yourself when contracting for stamped concrete. Hopefully, our combined efforts will force these contractors and the concrete industry as a whole to establish reasonable performance standards for stamped concretes so that you, the homeowner, receive decent value for your investment. Finally, I hope that you will find a reliable contractor who agrees by contract to stand behind the quality of their product. Thank you.